everybody is doing well today. I am going to be coming here more often and more live. Yes, because I'm so used to TikTok, but I did not create a TikTok for the Clean Way with Marilana. It's probably too serious. I haven't really seen anybody on there doing what I'm doing. Um, so bring it to the quick part of the story, but today I'm here to talk about narcissism. I'm not a health expert. I'm not a doctor. We have to give the disclaimers up front, but I think I am one of the best suited to give some of the natural remedies and just tell you some things that I think will make you feel better. Do more homework about it, and mostly I'm coming to speak about some of the experts that I have been watching that talk to me about narcissism. So my first experience with narcissism was being married to somebody. Um, I probably experienced, other what would you say, abusive traits in others. I'm gonna try to put it into simple categories. I think we all are, right? We've all been treated by a bully. We've all experienced something mean, and we all have childhood trauma because we either came out of the womb by force, by forceps, by surgery, or by squeezing through a little tunnel. A dark tunnel, we can only imagine. We started out swimming, and then we come into this oxygenated atmosphere. It's odd, and then we have trouble, sinus trouble, allergies. Every time it rains, I'm feeling an issue. Um, so there's that. Okay, so I'm coming on again to give you some tips and tricks, I believe, to help spot a narcissist. Um, Let go of your own demons, your own guilt. Guilt and shame is really what forms most of us as children. If you read Freud or you read some of these psychological experts, they'll tell you that people got stuck in certain stages. It's probably true. I had experiences of being very sick as an infant, so I was separated from my family. I wondered as I got older, I had such love of my mother, why I had abandonment issues. So we all do. We all have those things. We all could be clingy once we get love. Um, the human condition is amazing. I mean, look at Shakespeare. There's so many feelings, emotions, sentiments, uh, ways to hurt others. There's 10 commandments that are like easy in a way, really, to break, right? Those are the most broken commandments, are those 10. And then God said, what? You're not following my 10, so you're punished again. And then the Hebrew Bible says there's like 514 laws and things that you have to keep. So the human condition is very complex. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining in. So I'm really coming on today because I got, I guess I could show you this, but I got really annoyed about this text today, the similarities between narcissists and codependents. So I wanted to look at that because I have a friend going through this right now, and he feels as though he is, less than, because he's addicted to a narcissist, to somebody who love bombed him, and then there's all these phrases and stuff. I'm going to try to cut through all of that because a lot of that is just confusion. Right now, I have a bully who's I determined very quickly was one of these narcissists, an extreme narcissist. You have levels because we all have to survive, right? So, guys, this is a live you want to share out because I really think this is so helpful. I have songs about it. I have a song called "False Up." I have another song, even Celebration, where I say I took the mask off. It related to COVID, but it also related to being fake. Another song, Realize. I talk about it in First Time. I talk about this concept a lot. I don't really want to talk so much about my family, but a little bit about my, like what shaped me, but a little bit about my experiences. And the only reason why I even feel, I shouldn't even say that. Okay, so this lady, the similarities between codependents and narcissists. She basically says, and I watch Dr. Rami. These are people that talk a lot about, they say they're experts on narcissism. I feel like they still put blame on the person who is hurt by the narcissist as being either a codependent or labeling them too. This is where I think it's wrong. I think we have to stop labeling. Certain these things we have to stop labeling. I'm all about, releasing that mental slavery, releasing that guilt, that shame. We did things, we did things until you learn. I mean, I did things as a little child. I did things a couple of months ago. My head wasn't on my body, and but you have to accept who you are. That's all you get, is who you are. You can't change anybody else. So that's the first. The similarities between, I get where she's coming at, but again, I feel like we need to take all the guilt off the victims. And I'm going to get to where I believe the big difference is, and what helped me when I was in the most close relationship with my narcissist. How do you separate out, and how I've been able to use that again, because somebody got me recently again, and I'm not guilty or shameful. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. I caught them. I caught them. They were trying to put a lot on me, but I didn't allow myself to go through that much of that shame. And why do we have those feelings, that shame? Well, because we're born in a fight or flight, right? We're born, like I said, through traumatic experiences. We live in life that's been traumatic. We have a genetic history that, imagine what our ancestors have been through. So we have a survival skill in us, survival mechanism. What makes a narcissist? And I'm going to give you this lady's name. Her name is Jill Wise, all right? And I caught this video on, I believe I was on TikTok. Yes, Jill Wise. And to me, her video is making you be more of a victim. If you've been a victim of narcissism already, you're going to be more of a victim, because what this lady said, because she's making you feel as if people feel like accidents happen to you. It's your fault that accidents happen. Some people say, well, it's God wanting to learn you. How about this part, which is where I came to in my spiritual growth? God will use you. God will use you. So it's not your fault. Maybe you are the person that's going to be the first one that gets to that narcissist, that allows them to feel. Yeah, maybe they're feeling anger in there, but if you're the one to not respond, to not feed that narcissist, maybe, just maybe, that narcissist will feel like they need to change. Because that's all it is. It's about growing ourselves. I want to grow and be better than who I was yesterday. Have I had narcissistic tendencies? Absolutely. You have to survive. Here's what the big difference is, okay? I told you I was going to tell you what I'm going to tell you, then I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to tell you what I told you. I told you I was going to come on to try to alleviate some of the pain of narcissism, to try to detect a narcissist, and let you know I have a couple of classes in psychology. I have a couple of degrees, but I'm not a trained psychiatrist. I'm not, I don't even know where the name came from, a history about some Greek god who loved himself so much, and there's a lot of stories like that. So it's good to be, it's good to have that protective quality, but the brain will fool you. The brain will fool you, and I think narcissists have been fooled so much. They don't know how to let their gut, their spirit, the brain is usually going to fool you because it's set to protect your body. Your body has senses also to protect you. So, I told you what I was going to tell you. I was going to tell you how to, what really is the difference between a narcissist and a good person. Not a codependent, not a, don't label. A real human being has all kind of feelings. A real human being has love, has empathy, is capable of feeling, is capable of processing feelings, is capable of going through guilt, remorse, shame, but coming out of it. That's the whole thing, coming out. We're not still in the womb. We have to come out. We have to process. We have to go through our feelings, right? So, what is the difference? The difference is, and there's a lot of them today, a narcissist, first, most of them don't have feelings, real feelings, deep feelings. They cannot process their feelings, and they have not been able to go through their feelings. I mean, it's kind of obvious. Again, you don't need a medical background to know this. Another big difference, this is what helped me when I was married to a narcissist, was separating out the feelings. We both were going through pain. We both had gone through like a mold situation. I was feeling like I was out of my head. I'm crying every day. He's treating me like I'm out of my head. He's behind the scenes telling people I'm out of my head. But it was because he was out of his head. So these are a couple of places, and I don't recommend anybody doing it. It can be very dangerous because narcissists can be very dangerous. Some of them will dig their heels in, will do anything to protect their truth, and their truth is a lie. So how dangerous is that? How crazy is that, right? And I'm not trying to call them crazy, but they can't process feelings the same way. The big difference to me, the litmus paper that I lined up, and I'll give you a couple of examples. So we used to hang out very often, and I would sit on his lap, like all the time, like in front of my family. My dad used to say he was jealous. I felt so close to him. 3 years he like never left my side, and I would sit on his lap. But I felt him starting to pull away. I'm very sensitive. I tell people I read silence. And one time I'm sitting on his lap, and he had sunglasses on, and I lifted the sunglasses, and he was like, and he freaked out. Like, how could you be so intimate with your wife of years? You know, there's no fight, there's no problem, and you freak out because I lifted your glasses to look in your face. Okay, that was one. Again, these can be very dangerous things when you pull their mask off, so you really have to know what you're doing. The second was, it was over something so inane, something I had made. I do gluten-free, and I made a plate of gluten-free dumplings. And if he sees this, he'll think, oh, you know, it's always about them. Like the song that, Carol Carpenter, I think? You're so vain, you probably think the song is about you. I made a whole plate of gluten-free dumplings. And he was complaining that he didn't like that food anymore. He was Jamaican. He only wanted Jamaican food. I was trying. I was making him his own dumplings, but I had to eat my special dumplings. And I made my special dumplings like a nice plate, not 4 or 5, you know, like 20 dumplings. And he ate every freaking dumpling. And I think what I heard recently is they'll level up. They read you, and they'll level up. And I was able to figure that out. When I was coming through, I was able to figure out that he was using my love. So don't be insulted. Don't feel shameful because you were a victim of a narcissist. Once you learn the techniques to get away, again, do your homework, be strong. Be strong in here, because they will try to use that against you. But most of the time, they're just mirroring you. I was able to finally figure that out, that he was using my love against me. And that's how I then started to really love myself and even fall in love with myself. And I got the guts to start my record label, to jump away from The Clean Way with Marilana, start an enterprise, which is in 5 years, like the mission is really almost complete. Every vision I had, every idea I had, every silent moment, every moment I felt a little lonely, every moment I felt a little tinge of insecurity, it's all worth it, because the mission I planned for myself is like here, y'all. It's like freaking here. Yeah, so this I came to share with you the joy of what I'm doing and why. Those little seeds, you know, it's sad really, because a narcissist couldn't enjoy. I had a narcissist husband. He couldn't feel my love. He didn't know my talent. He didn't know I was an artist. He didn't know the things that I even needed to rediscover about myself. So the second time I pulled off the mask was after the plate of, and he ate all these, and he was looking for a fight. And I think I very quickly said, you know, you keep starting fights when there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing right here to start a fight. That was another one. And I guess when I look back, going through it is painful. When you're getting out, because your perception is off. If you've been around a narcissist, their aim in protecting themselves is going to hurt you. It's going to hurt. And that's the big difference, y'all. Right here is where I'm getting to the nuts and bolts. The difference between, and to this woman, this, who did I just say? This, I lost her name. Jill something. Yeah, I mentioned earlier. And Dr. Romney, I have not ever really heard them say that. Don't compare yourself to a narcissist. The big difference is if you are a good person and a good soul, you might have all those shame and guilt, but you're not going to try to hurt others to level up. Your mission is not going to keep hurting others, and you're going to recognize when you do hurt others. Okay? So there's narcissists that apologize. There's narcissists, there's like, you really can't judge the book by its cover. That's really the thing. You know, narcissism is, I think, our defense against society that tries to put labels on us. And I've never heard anybody talk about narcissistic abuse, narcissistic dealings, the way I'm talking to you now. And besides going through therapy, taking classes in psychology, teaching mass amounts of people, standing on stage and speaking to others, I had to learn that my instinct is to be an introvert. I was hurt. I was hurt as a baby. I was very sick. I had a brother that was abusive. I went through a lot, which all of us do. I came through the womb. We get hurt. We get messed up. Life can mess you up. The difference is I had parents that didn't try to hurt me. Siblings, yes, but parents that didn't try to hurt me. And I knew from a young age, a tender age, that was such an amazing gift. I knew that was such an amazing gift. And then when I was in my 30s, my mother, who's gone now, who I feel is one of the most well-adjusted person I ever knew, she told me that. She said I was one of the most well-adjusted persons she ever knew. So that's why I'm giving you my heart, my balance, not to make anybody feel bad. People hate me because I'm balanced. People hate me because they've tried, to get me, and I see them. I see them quickly. There's people in the music industry, and maybe I gave them something, so they thought, oh, I got her now. I gave them a hard drive, or I gave them a music video, or I gave them. It could be something little, but narcissists tend to take gifts as leverage. They tend to think that your feeling makes you weak, that your disability. Oh, don't tell people you're disabled. I say, I want to cuss. F them all. F them all. Just be you. Just be you, and don't allow anybody to just label. And that's really the key. And you can test people. You can test people very quickly to see, are they for you? This is one way my mother used to tell me that, and I think it's one of the best ways she told me. If somebody's for you, they're for you. You might feel you have to test them, and you might feel you're insecure because you had to test them. I had a guy recently, yes, and I know his head is so, I made his head too full. He was a narcissist, and I don't know, he became a monster. A monster. He showed me very quickly he was a monster. But I don't even want to give him credit for being a monster. Because, who are you? Who are you? You're just somebody that blipped in my life, long, long life I've had. I never saw him in person. And yeah, he got me to open up in ways that I wouldn't. And I felt a minute ashamed for that. And then I realized the shame is on him. I'm proud. I did what I did because I'm proud of who I am. And if I love a man, I'm going to open for them. And I knew it was too much. I felt manipulated. But I caught it. And I stopped. That's it. Just catch it and stop. There's manipulative people out there. There's people that mean you good. There's people that mean you harm. There's doctors that don't care about you. There's priests that don't care about you. There's family. Some people have parents that pretend care about one kid more than the other. So what? The mission is for you to care about you. And that's my whole live today, guys. I'm live how long? 18 minutes? Oh, we could take it to 20 minutes. If anybody's on there on the live, let me put on my glasses, wants to come in and talk about it. I should have shared out. I'm learning. But, yeah, man, we can get over narcissism together. And Bully right now posting stuff all over. He doesn't know. He's made me, if you want to compare, he's now made me a little narcissistic. Because now when he comes after me with negative, I take it positive. And I ain't giving back no energy, nothing. Just keep reporting, keep taking down, because there is no more relationship. That's the beautiful thing. See, narcissists want to have control over the relationship. But me, once you broke that pattern, once you broke that trust, you're out of my universe. It's like blip. That was my defense from a kid. I'm on my T. We got 1 minute left, y'all. Yeah, a nice 20-minute live, and I'm gonna post this. And I hope that I helped one or two people today. I hope that you do more homework. Again, Dr. Romney, she's one of them, and I really enjoyed her sessions. And I could do more on, little tips on how to deal with a narcissist, but I really wanted to just talk more about the human condition and what it means to just be a good, balanced human being. And how do you just love yourself, and set your own mission and your own course. And that's what I've done. Clean Way with Marilana sparked Clean Way Records. Clean Way Records now is a trademark. Cleanway Records Music, which is the publishing, and the list goes on and on and on, y'all. So I set up that system, and now I am going to be getting back more to me and giving myself the true love, and y'all going to see. So just stay here, right here with me. I love you. See you on the next side. The Clean Way with Marilana. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the follow button. You can also check me out at Marilana Ross Dumpling Vivo, right here on YouTube. Cleanway Records TM, right here on YouTube. And Marilana Ross Dumpling Music is my webpage. I'll see you all on the healthy side. Ciao. Thank you so much for being here.